The fruitcake. Many consider it a sweet. Others consider it a doorstop. What is the fruitcake? To truly find out this mysterious, I guess you can say fruit, we decided to talk to Irma Nunez, the original tradition starter for the Nunez family fruitcake. We started out by asking when she first had a fruitcake.
It was long time ago. It was a Christmas. And there under the tree there were these bags. And every day I used to go and weigh the bags because I thought it was going to be a nice present from my husband. I said, oh my gosh, what, maybe jewelry or something very nice. So the night of Christmas, I was so desperate to see what it was, and he opened it, and it was a fruit cake. And I got so upset because I never tasted a fruit cake. And I said, how can you give me this? I thought it was something personal for me, but this is something that I never tasted, and it doesn't even look good. And I really was very upset. So I left it there for days and days and days. Suddenly I said, well, I'm going to taste it. I tasted it and I really like it. And that was about, let me see, it was very small. I think it was about 1 year or 2 years old when I tasted it the first time. So I really liked it. So every year I say to my husband, get me the fruit cake. And from there, I just really like it. And suddenly, my mother knew this lady. She was working with this Philippine lady at the bridal store. And she said one day, look, hija, I have a little piece of cake that this lady made. And I tasted it, and it was the fruit cake. And I said, my goodness, it's so good. I said, please, Nelita, ask for the recipe. So she brought me the recipe, and she was a Filipino lady who cooked the fruit cake. Since then, it has been a tradition that I make the fruit cake every year, and sometimes twice a year, because I like it so much that I finish it and I have to make another one for the rest of the month until Christmas again.
So, to find out more about Irma's journey with the fruitcake, we asked her the first time she had made one of her own.
After she gave me the recipe, I made it. And Manelita was still working, and she retired when she was 62, so probably she was 60. So can you believe it, so many years ago? It's about 43 years ago that I got the recipe. And the next year I made it. But I didn't understand because the lady wrote candied fruit, and I said, well, what kind of that it is? So I went to the store and I bought a can of cherries, and I put it in there with some other regular fruit, and it came good. But then I asked, I said, that's the way it used to be? And they told me, no, this is not the right fruit, and you have to buy. Then I learned that it's the little cut fruit that is like in conservation. I don't know, but it's very, very sweet. And I like those fruits.
The fruitcake has a lot of vigorous and exquisite history behind it. Many think it started in the BC era. Others argue it was long after and happened during the Roman times. Well, to find out the truth of when the fruitcake came to be, we decided to talk to two fruitcake expertise. They are so notorious in this field as well that they don't even need an introduction. They just do it themselves.
Good evening. I am Dr. Isabel Nunez, proudly sitting next to my very lovable brother-in-law, Mr. Herman Perdomo Jr. And we are here to talk about the history of fruitcake.
Oh, how exciting, Isabel. I'm telling you, today people are going to learn about fruitcake from the beginning of time to its current tradition right here at the Nunez family.
Right on, and you know that there's jokes about the poor fruitcake.
Oh, yes.
Doorstops.
Oh my gosh.
Paperweights.
Absolutely.
What else? Trash can holders.
Trash can holders. As a matter of fact, I've heard that the original fruitcake that began around the Roman times is still traveling around the world.
You know what? You are so right. There was a fruitcake made in 1878 or so, and it still exists today in a family in Missouri, Minnesota.
In Michigan.
Algo así.
It's actually in Michigan. That is correct.
But I must correct you, Mr. Herman, Senior Perdomo.
Now, the fruitcake can be varied, but is it usually? And if so, how?
Not really. What I do is just cut the sugar is too much sugar, so I cut that. And I put a little bit more of this and I put a little bit more of that, but I really follow the recipe exactly. Even though I put a little bit more flour, a little bit more fruit, a little bit more everything, but I follow it.
After learning about how Irma came to make the fruitcake, we asked her what she does once it's baked.
Once it's baked, I wait for a little bit to get a little bit cool, not cool enough, but it's still warm. I start pouring any kind of liquor. I can put brandy, I can put whiskey, sometimes I put tequila in it, and I keep, every day I keep bathing the cake with liquor until it's very moist, because it's very hard. When it comes, it's just like a rock, dry rock. So you need to be putting the liquor to be getting moist and a little bit more moist and a little bit more moist. Some people say that they get drunk with my cake, but I don't believe it because I eat it and I don't get drunk. It's good.
Herman Perdomo Jr.
Sorry.
That is?
Here I've got my doctor credentials and I'm screwing up your name. Sorry.
Salud. Here, just a little close for the length of it.
Oh, yes.
There we go.
We're also in the very proud house of Iris and Irma Nunez.
That's right.
And we just finished making
some fruitcake.
Yeah.
Woo!
Okay, but anyhow, actually, fruitcake started in the Egyptian times.
Around the Roman time. That is correct. The era of Romans.
No, before.
Okay.
With the Egyptians. And then what actually made fruitcake a little bit more famous was, yes, you are correct, in the Roman times.
That's right.
They used barley, nut seeds,
whatever,
pine seeds, and
yep.
actually pomegranates.
Exactly, that is correct. And as it worked its way over to Europe, the different varieties of fruitcake was whatever fruits were available.
Exactly. Then the dried fruits came about, and that's what our traditional fruitcake is now.
Right, and don't forget, the colonists in America in the 1600s, because of the production of sugar, they were able to can fruit, and because they were able to can fruit, they realized with all that sugar that they could make fruitcake and make it last longer.
You are so correct, my learned friend.
That's right. I only learn from the best.
Fruitcake is said to be a notorious food, as in not many people like it. We asked Irma if she knew anyone that enjoyed this infamous edible material called fruitcake.
I have my friends already. I have three friends who really like my cake. And my two cousins or my nephews who really like the cake. And probably more people, but I mostly like it for myself. I'm kind of selfish with my cake. It's a lot of work. It's very expensive to make it, so people has to really like it, and then I really give it to them with all my heart. But they have to like it, otherwise I don't give my fruitcake. So if they don't really like it, like they say, well, it was good, but it was enough, something like that. I say, okay, these people really don't deserve my cake. I have to really say, I like it, give me the recipe. Then I say, well, these people really like my cake.
Many people make fruitcake on their own. We asked Irma if she had people help her with making her fruitcake.
Before I used to make it by myself because I was younger, I was strong, and suddenly because I make it double, it's way too much work and it's too heavy, mix all those walnuts and flour and eggs and everything that you put in it. And the candiest fruit is too much for myself, so I now ask my good son-in-law Herman to help me, and I told him that he's going to be my help her for the rest of my days.
But you know, the family tradition, the Nunez family tradition.
Oh, yes.
We have been giving our mother a hard time every year
Well, you
that
know
we
why
make
that
our
is?
fruitcake.
Because we love her. Because,
Yeah.
you know, she's just...
But you know what? It is the best fruitcake.
It really is. The 1 or 2 times I've tried it in my 30 years, it's absolutely delicious. And the only reason I've tried it 1 or twice is because she loves to add liquor to it. That also started in
And that's, yes, the Americans, we like our alcohol.
That's right, liquor.
But that is why it also lasts longer.
It does.
You actually soak a linen cloth with
Yes,
the alcohol. You put
that's
it
right.
over the fruitcake. And like that one, where is it again? Missouri?
It's actually Michigan, 1878. Jay Leno tried it in 2003.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
And he said it tasted good.
Yeah, he did. That's because there's a lot of liquor.
Incredible.
That's right. That's just like your mom. She keeps on putting liquor, and the way she does it, it's really interesting because what you do.
Tell us about it.
I'm going to tell you right now. I'm glad you asked, Dr. Nunez. But what you want to do is, I've seen, as Rafael would refer to her as Mama Idma.
And who is Rafael?
Rafael H. Perdomo is our son.
Oh, and he's such a good-looking
guy.
boy.
I'm telling you, he's growing out his hair again. He's very dapper, very dapper.
Wow.
Yes, I like it. Hold on, let me have a little wine here before I get to the story.
Legend says that the fruitcake can apparently last forever. We asked Idma if this was a myth or a fact.
Oh my gosh. It can last forever, I think, because it's full of liquor. It's baby liquor. But it doesn't last because we eat it right away.
Is the liquor able to be tasted in the fruitcake?
No, because I do it every day, but a little bit every day. I just don't put all that much. At the beginning, yes, because it's too dry. But later on, I just brush it with a little brush that I have. I just brush it with a liquor.
Good
Okay.
stuff.
So, it's amazing. So this is how I learned my experience with fruitcake. Okay. So I came over one day, and Mama Idma said, "Hey, I'm gonna make this fruitcake." I said, "Okay." So she's making. I'm thinking like, "Oh, that's interesting." That she was taking a swig of the liquor. She was pouring it on the fruitcake, and then she take another swig and she pours some more. Then we go eat. We come back a few minutes later. And she was pouring some more and take another swig. Matter of fact, I still think we have our original fruitcake that Sema and I, we got married 27 years ago, sitting in our fridge.
No way.
Yep, I'm telling you, we've been eating it very slowly because it's very high in octane.
So it traveled from here to Oklahoma to Texas, back to California.
Back to CA, baby, back to CA.
Right on.
That's right. And it's very yummy too.
You know what? We should keep a tradition of how long we can keep fruitcake.
I got already one going, 27 years plus.
Well, let's do another one.
Okay, we'll start
Of
with
2016.
I like it, and we'll just label it every year. We'll go that one where Raphael's kids has it and his grandkids.
Tell us your fondest memories.
Oh, I'm glad you asked. So this is one reason why I stopped eating fruitcake, because when I was in Boy Scouts, we had a contest, all right, and it was an opportunity to win a bike, and we were selling. I think at that time I can't remember if it was popcorn cookies. We were selling something, but we were told that whoever sold the most would win this bike, right? So I went out and I was a sales guy. I sold.
You were a natural-born salesman, man.
Isabel, I was selling. I thought, there is no way I'm gonna lose on this bike. And then find out the day of the event, I thought, I'm in. There's nobody that beat me. Not even got close. And then little did I know at that time, that's where you always want to find out the rules completely, because since I wiped everyone out, and really, I mean, I should have earned the bike, the troop master decided to change it and said, okay, for every number you sold, you get a raffle ticket. So I had the most raffle tickets, but unfortunately, you know how that works. My ticket was not pulled out, so some other kid won the bike. However, you'll love this, I was able to win. The next ticket that was pulled was mine. I won a year's supply of fruitcake. It was a box, I'm not lying to you. It was probably this high and this wide.
It must have weighed about 500 pounds.
I think we needed a truck to pull it home. Yes, you're right. Each one came in a little brick, okay, of fruitcake. We had fruitcake, we were giving fruitcake to everyone. I ate the fruitcake. I got kind of sick.
Was there alcohol in it?
I don't think so, because we were kids. But they might have put some alcohol. I never thought about it. That's a good point. So, but yeah, so I ate fruitcake, and from that day forward, I really didn't have a taste for fruitcake. Kind of left the sour, well, no pun intended, a sour taste in my mouth. So, until I met your mom and her fruitcake.
Is the original fruitcake recipe still in existence today?
Of course, and I like to follow it. I have another, the same recipe written in a little cards, but I like that big paper, even though it's all brown and dirty and torn, but that's my real recipe that I follow since the beginning.
You know what, and it is an interesting story that my mother started making her infamous fruitcake because when my mother and father were freshly married, for Christmas he bought her a fruitcake, and my mother was so angry. It's like, why is he buying me a fruitcake and not jewelry? Because you know us Nunez girls, we like our jewelry.
Really? I didn't know.
Yeah. So here she opens up her present and it's a frickin' fruitcake. So I'm kind of surprised that Mama's making fruitcake to this day, but she loves her fruitcake.
You know, I think he gave her a piece of the fruitcake because he knew that the fruitcake would last forever. That's why.
I wonder,
So
you know what? I think she threw it away.
Oh, I know that. She ate it.
I remember now. She did eat it, and that's what made her like fruitcake. And then from there, she started making it. Interesting family stories, huh?
I love them. I really do. It's amazing. I like the fact the liquor part of it. So I've asked her once, did the liquor come first or the fruitcake come first? I wasn't sure.
Oh, is that a history question?
I don't know. You tell me. She's your mama.
What do you mean? My mama's drinking alcohol?
Yeah, I don't know. Was she drinking alcohol to make the fruitcake or the other way around?
The other way around.
Okay, so I just wanted to make sure.
She matured her palate from the fruitcake.
Ah, I got you.
I think that's all we've got to say on this topic.
For right now, unless there's another question.
Yeah, I bet you guys are gonna go there.
I didn't know.
Well, Roman soldiers, because the fruitcake lasts so long and it traveled so good, they would pack it in their little cloths, and that's when the Crusaders were about. They put it on their little, whatever they're called, the packs on their horses, and off to Jerusalem they went.
Oh, I love that.
Killing the poor, whomever got in their way, and eating their fruitcake.
That's right.
So there is a long history of fruitcake.
That's right.
And it's enjoyed today in 2016.
That's right. Here in good old Santa Ana, California.
Yep. Well, thank you very much. I had an enjoyable time, Herman.
I did too.
All right.
It was great. Don't ever change.
To next year's fruitcake.
That's right. We'll be here.
Right on.
Ciao.
Salud.
Since Irma has been the one holding down the tradition of the fruitcake, we wanted to know who would end up taking over and who Irma would pass the tradition down to when the time came.
I think my daughter Sema is going to carry the tradition, and she's going to carry the tradition of the tamales too. So I'm going to give you my old recipe, and you are going to treasure it like I do and follow the tradition. Maybe Rafael will help too. And just remember me when you're eating the fruitcake. It's so good.
Well, there you have it, folks. The myth, the legend, the truth about the fruitcake. I hope you all learned a thing or two about this mysterious treat that is called a fruitcake. Now, the next time you eat one, make sure to think of Irma Nunez. She might have been the one that made it. Until next time, this was Sema Nunez Perdomo, wishing you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.